Today is January 9th, 2025, and the markets are closed today, but I figured I would do a little update video just because I missed the video yesterday, and I already told you guys, anybody that hasn't seen my last video, I will be a little busy these next 3 months. I don't want to get too much into details, but it's a lot of work trips, plus moving, plus just a whole bunch of stuff going on. So I'm going to get situated these next 3 months, but my uploads will be kind of sporadic. So just decided to do an update today. And yesterday I was down basically a full percent if you count today in the overnight market. And of course the NASDAQ was kind of flat, but slightly down after hours, 0.27. And I don't think I've been doing too much these past couple of days. I don't know where I left off in the previous video, but I did buy a little bit more Nike. And I also sold a cash secured put on Nike. So it's the 70 strike price put on January 31st. And I collected about $103. It says $104, but I always just round down because I'm not fully aware of all the fees that Robinhood takes. I know they actually recently, this is slightly off topic, but Robinhood did email a lot of us the actual sheet of all the fees that they take and what to expect. And I think it is on that sheet how much in fees Robinhood takes, but it doesn't show here in the transaction history. And if anybody from Robinhood is actually watching this, I think it would be best if the transaction history actually showed everything net of all the fees. And I also have a very small American Express dividend coming next month. And I also bought one more share of Pepsi just because it's been dipping a whole lot. And I think it's a pretty fair price right now. And something else that I wanted to touch on that's kind of related to the fees and the transparency. So this realized profit and loss thing that Robinhood added recently, this also does not show the fees net of all of it. So it's not your actual profit and loss, if that makes any sense. I think it would be best if it did, just so people have a more accurate view of how much they're earning. And also if Robinhood decides to add more profit and loss type of features like a dividend tracker, so an estimated dividend income calendar type of thing, it would be best if that calendar and the forecasted dividend income was net of all the fees and foreign taxes, whatever, all the things that dividends, whatever you have to take out of the dividends. Because I know other brokerages do have a foreign dividend tax, foreign dividend fee, etc. And I'm not sure if Robinhood actually does that because I don't think I have any foreign stocks in my account. I think Burberry was one, but I only got like one dividend, and it was the very last dividend before they canceled it. And I'm not sure if Robinhood took any fees off of that, but I think it would be best if Robinhood did actually outline every single fee and any number at all that is related to these transactions here so that we can get a more accurate view, we as the user. And I don't want to beat up Robinhood too much because I do see the effort, right? I see Robinhood putting in so much more work and trying their best to add more details to every transaction without making the app super complicated, because the selling point for Robinhood was to stay simple. But little things like I noticed the bid and the ask, they added which exchange it was. And I think, I can't remember which stock it was, but I saw the bid ask spread with the word NASDAQ next to it. So I'm assuming that's the exchange. So I do see that Robinhood is trying to get much more detailed and more complicated without complicating the app. So I think that's very good. And also the tax laws are great. Now, speaking of cash secured puts, I believe in the last video I mentioned that I sold this AMD put, and AMD was up a lot. And then I said that I'm just going to let it ride until the 31st to collect the remaining, I want to say it was $180 or $160. It was somewhere around here, so it's around 170-ish. But of course, it went all the way back up to 315. And I mean, it's not a loss because I'm still out of the money. And I still expect it to expire fully worthless. But it just kind of sucks that I could have closed it for 170 yesterday, or 2 days ago, I mean. And then yesterday I could have resold it at 300. So that would have been a decent profit right there. But it is what it is. This is just the game of selling options. And I mean, I have full faith in AMD. So I'm comfortable with basically 11 grand of capital risked on the stock to collect a little bit of premium income. And of course, there wasn't too much to report. Palantir was down pretty bad, and I want to say last price, yeah, Palantir is under 70 now. And even though I, as a long-term investor, am not going to be adding here at these levels because it is much higher than my original price, I do think there's a potential for a short-term bounce here around 67. Like I said, I'm not going to give a price target on Palantir because this stock could either go all the way back to 100. Well, I say back to, I don't think Palantir has ever hit 100. I think Palantir could hit 100, or it could go all the way back down to 45, which is why I'm staying away from giving a price target. I think Robinhood is still going to hit 50. It's been consolidating around 40 for a very long time, and a lot of big institutions are buying up Robinhood right now, putting their price targets at 50. So, I mean, I'm not saying that they're copying me because most of them are probably not even watching this, but I do see very high potential for Robinhood to go back to 50. And of course, Nike, it just keeps going down. And yeah, it does suck in the short term that it's losing me money, but I still think that this is the gift that keeps on giving right now because Nike is yielding a 2% dividend. They're buying back a whole bunch of stock. And there's some rumors online that I don't like fueling the fire of rumors, but I did see a little bit of chatter on X about a potential deal with Kanye West. Now, that is just pure speculation. I don't know how much that is true, but that could spark some excitement because one of the biggest things for the downfall of Adidas' stock was that breakup with Kanye. So we'll see. There's also been some rumors that Nike is going to do a lot more throwbacks, like nostalgia type of shoes. I think that is great because I know someone like myself, I mean, I'm not old, but I do watch a lot of older movies, and whenever I see the types of Nike shoes that they wear, I'm like, man, that is so cool. But I can't find it on the Nike app because obviously, this was like 20, 30, 40 years ago when the movie came out. But I'm just like, man, I mean, if they just re-released these designs, I would fully be on board to buying it. But yeah, I mean, it's just rumors that I've been seeing surrounding Nike. I don't know how much that is true. And even without the rumors, I still think Nike is a great buy here around 70. So that's why I sold a cash secured put.